I really underestimated how handy glue is. So I was messing with my CD. I just kind of threw it onto the thing. I kind of like air thrusted it onto the kind of floor. I didn't think it would break after I didn't think it would break so easy. It didn't even fall from that high onto the floor. And then like one of the parts of the CD box just like went flying off. And yesterday I was kind of just like I was only like a little bit of the tab. But shit. Man. This tab, yeah. I was pressing this like so ever slightly on the CD yesterday, and it just like as you can see on this side, it just snapped off. And then I tried to use super glue and fix my Mr. Bung one, and my fingers just look like I fingered a fucking candle or some shit. You can't really see it, but they're like really stiff and all. They're kind of coated in super glue. But anyways, today we're gonna be talking about some OP characters in Invincible. I have a list here of like 3 people. Probably was no point me having a list here, but anyways, yeah, the 3 people I have here, their powers are pretty OP, I'm not gonna lie. Some of them I feel like would be pretty annoying to deal with. I already talked about one of them in Invincible's shitty superhero life. But the first one we have over here is angstromlevy. So angstromlevy, the big black brainiac, he pretty much has the ability to open up portals to any dimension he desires. Any dimension in Invincible, he can just, open up the portal and he can just walk right through it. He has like a built-in basically Rick and Morty portal gun. He is the Rick and Morty portal gun. That's what he is. And this power is super OP. He's able to he's able to rage bait Invincible for quite a bit until Invincible had to finally snap and just pound him till he was like dust pretty much. His face was just like mushed like I don't know, tomatoes or some shit. Like it took Invincible getting so pissed and using all his strength to actually beat Angstrom. And Angstrom, I don't know, he has like some quick ass like reflex. He has some quick ass reaction time. Like the second Invincible flies towards me, he's like, "Alright, portal, see you later. I just open up an outer dimensional ball for you." And that power, it seems like it'd be really handy to have. You can go to any dimension ever and discover new things. He's actually explaining it in the show, like, you can discover other Shakespearean things. You can discover other cures and all. And he can just do that to any dimension, and it seems like he can open up the portal to any place as well. Like man does not need a toilet. He can just like open a portal, take his shit, and he can just make it land wherever he wants. He can like use the portals as like a torture device, pretty much. Like when he was holding Invincible's brother hostage. He's like, right, so I can like open up a portal into a dimension where the floor is like 8 stories lower than he usually is, and they'll be broken up. So, his power just seems like really annoying to deal with. You say you can't really do anything against bro because he has the fucking reaction time of like a god. He has the reaction time of like someone who has the speed force, like Barry or Red Rush in this show. I feel like Red Rush and someone who has like teleportation, like Isotope, would be like the only way to beat this guy. Or like with any character, by being a pussy and not confronting them, and by just killing them without them knowing, basically by sneak attacking. But yeah, his power seems pretty handy because he could also just like use the portals as like a storage device. He can like if one of his rooms are full of shit and he still needs to store something, he can just open up a portal, store it in his own personal dimension, and he can go there whenever he wants to like get stuff. He basically has an unlimited closet to store shit. He can like. Yeah, man, this guy would, like, if he was in the background, he'd be grand. He could just no-clip by just opening a portal up to, like, anywhere. And the thing is, once he traps you in a dimension with his portals, there's no way of getting out unless he decides to let you out. I can't stop peeling at the glue on my fingers. It's a fucking habit. But anyways, the second, like, he traps you in a dimension, you basically pretty much rely on him, waiting for him to get bored so he'll let you back out. This happened to Invincible like multiple times. He kept on being trapped in dimensions, and the only reason he was let back out is because Angstrom was just getting bored of his shit. He's like, right, so I'm just like not done toying with you. Like Invincible had to trick his ass, and if you do end up killing Angstrom in like a dimension, you're kind of fucked, because that's what happened to Invincible. And the only reason he got out is because the Guardians of Go from like the future just came out and like saved his ass. So yeah, his portal dimension hopping might be one of the most OP things in the galaxy. I swear, in the show, I swear he can like pull out an unlimited number of items. He can pull out an unlimited number of people. He can just like have an army of just like versions of himself with this same power as well. So it's like he's cloning himself pretty much, who can open up more portals and who can like branch off and get even more people. He can have an army of whoever he chooses. This is what he done with Invincible. When he's doing his big electric Christmas tree thing where he was like strapped into the chair with a bunch of other angstroms trying to absorb their memories. He just spawned in a bunch of those Mauler twins, and those Mauler twins are pretty tough. They're basically Smurfs on steroids. They actually look like Thanos' children if they were dipped in like blue paint. Pretty much, they're pretty tough, they're pretty strong, and they nearly killed Invincible because there's so many of them. So yeah, his portal dimension thing. It would be really handy to have. Next one is atomeve. Atomeve is probably one of the most powerful actually in this show. She's the only one. Without her, Invincible would have been dead, bro. He would have been toast. Like she had to. It took all her power to put down Conquest and fry him for a bit, put him out of commission for a bit. If she was not there, Invincible would have been so cooked. Because I think at that point, Invincible already had like a broken leg or just some broken limbs. She can her ability pretty much is she can like manipulate matter. She can she can change anything into whatever she wants. She can touch her fucking desk and just change it into like a burger or some shit. She can touch the ground beneath her and make it disappear. She could probably change her staircase into a water slide, bro. She could also potentially solve homelessness. She could just spawn in houses for the homeless. Be like, here, there's just a free gap for you to live in. She could if she had the ability to spawn in portals like Angstrom, she could go to different dimensions and just solve homelessness and solve world hunger and shit like that. There's so many shit. There's so much shit she can do with her powers, and I feel like she could have beat Conquest easily, but she just kept on for some reason just whacking him about with hammers and shit, and just put on like her pink Power Ranger ass suit. It's just for more protection. She done this thing with Conquest actually, which is pretty insane as well actually. She basically put like this bubble around his neck, basically like a snow globe around the Conquest's head. And that kind of cut off his air supply. And he was like suffocating for a bit. But then for some reason she just like let him out. I don't know. She's just trying to torture him for a bit. It felt like she's trying to toy with him. And she's also able to like spawn in like these kind of pink walls. She's able to like make buildings out of nowhere. She done that with multi-pod. She made like this kind of jail cell, just this kind of prison for him. Just like out of thin air. She just spawned in like a prison, So she's pretty much able to spawn in anything, so that's like pretty OP. You're able to make anything at all. If you have matter manipulation, you don't need to get a job. You don't really need to do anything. You're just like house, no bothers. You spawn in a house. Oh, no food, you just spawn in a food. Oh, no money, you spawn in a money. You basically can spawn in anything you feel like. And also she's that OP. She needed like an inhibitor. She needed, I don't know what it was, but she had something inside of her where it's like it kind of stopped her from reaching her full potential, and she's actually able to break out with that for a bit, and she like turned into like this big pink superhuman that blasted Conquest. She needed to do that to blast Conquest, and so yeah, her ability and Angstrom's, you'd be fucking OP as shit to have them. You could like escape any situation. I know you can also summon in anything. Now, the next one is the next character I have actually on this list. He's pretty much like angstromlevy, maybe a little bit shittier, but his ability is still pretty scary and OP. Pretty much what this guy can do. His name is Darkwing too. He's basically the sidekick of like Darkwing, the other dude that got smashed up by Omni-Man in Invincible. And he can pretty much do this thing where he has access to like this dimension called the I forgot. It basically is this dark dimension or some shit. It's basically like this void. It's this pocket dimension that he can open up whenever he wants, and he can just chuck random people in there. And he does this to Invincible, and the only reason Invincible got out is because your man got way too cocky. He's like, you're never getting out of here. You might as well be blind. Basically, in the void, it's like you are blind because all you're seeing around you is like pitch darkness everywhere. And the only reason Invincible got out is because he managed to grab Darkwing too, quick enough. Like, imagine if Invincible missed that grab and he just was stuck in the dimension, bro. He'd have to rely on Darkwing to let him out. Darkwing's, it seems like Darkwing has control on whether, who can go in and who can go out of the dimension. And in the dimension, there is already other creatures in there. And it makes it shit because you can't see anything in front of you. So you could, get munched up. So, something could be, 2 feet in front of you and you wouldn't even know. And they could just, stomp on you and, eat you. And you would have never seen it coming. That sucks. And it seems like dimension is just, unlimited and, pretty just boundless as well. So pretty much Darkwing's ability to go into the dark dimension is like angstromlevy's, but pretty shittier because angstromlevy, he can go to, any dimension he wants. With Darkwing, he can pretty much just go into, this pocket dimension, but still pretty OP because he can just like trap you in there and that's it. It's like a prison forever until he decides to let you out. He's also able to like do it pretty like seamlessly as well. I will say with angstromlevy, he has to like he like opens up a big green Rick and Morty portal and then it looks pretty obvious. It's pretty noticeable. With Angstrom, he's like he uses that shit to like traverse between the real world and the void for like stealth and shit. He can like catch you off guard. He can like it's like he's intangible or something. Like the Green Ghost who's able to go through shit. He's basically able to do that. He can like pop out of the walls like a boogeyman and just like grab you and then like put you into his like outer dimensional unlimited closet pretty much. So that is the thing with him. He's like he can be pretty tricky to catch. He's also pretty quick with it. He uses it like as stealth. And yeah, those characters in Invincible I think are pretty OP. Their powers also just seem pretty handy to have. I wouldn't say they're the most powerful in the show. Obviously, be like someone like maybe like Omni-Man. He obliterated a planet in like a couple of seconds. Tech Jack is also super OP. He's able to like he like shot this projection beam and then he's like fighting Invincible, an evil Invincible on his own in like space for a couple of days. Although I don't really know much about him, so that's why I didn't include him here. And then Thrag in the comics, he was able to beat this shit out of he was able to go one-on-one with Battle Beast, and Battle Beast he like actually had him nearly beat, and Battle Beast is pretty tough himself. But anyways, yeah, that was me talking about 3 characters that have pretty handy powers. See you later.